Okay, we are 4 episodes into this thing called She Hulk, and it has not gotten any better. Now, it started out pretty weak, and it's flatlined now. The show's not interesting. For a comedy, it's not funny. It's there's no such thing as cringe comedy. Okay, if it makes you go oh, then it's not comedy. It's still delving into what I call grievances. It is written like it is a list of grievances by very affluent white women who are trying to make the world bend to their needs. The character of Jen Walters has shown some character growth, but not a lot. It's honestly, it's boring. It is very annoying. People are going to say to you, "Well, why are you watching if it's boring?" Listen, I'm not going to review something that I don't watch. Okay, so and I would like to have an informed opinion. So to them, I say, shut your pie hole. The saving grace of it is that it's only 30 minutes. And, 5 of which looks like are credits, and the end credit scenes are they're outtakes. So, but they kind of work well in the context of being like a post credit scene. The whole dating subplot just to me came off again as being one of these things that is a first world problem of more affluent women living in metropolitan areas. You know, oh, we can't meet good decent men. We can't meet decent men. Oh, you know what? Men can't meet decent women either. Okay, the feeling's mutual. And this episode follows the plot of there's a magician, a cut-rate magician, Donnie Blaze, obviously supposed to be David Blaine. He's doing his magic. He's a former Comitage student, flunky, drops out, whatever it is, gets kicked out after he summons his drinking buddies through a portal. He's using the mystic arts for his magic show. Then there's a running B plot with Jen Walters trying to date in as She Hulk. She uses her corporate headshot, where she looks like Marsha Clark. Again, this is all Marsha Clark. She's a stand-in for Marsha Clark. So that Dana Schwartz, Kat Carter, Jessica Gao, they are stuck in the 90s. They really are stuck in the 90s. So she follows this Wong shows up. He follows a cease and desist order against this Donnie Blaze character. And it turns out Donnie Blaze made this drunk girl at one of his shows disappear through through a portal that he's been opening. He's been using the mystic arts to open. She emerges, gets put on the witness stand. I'm trying to surmise here. She's obviously intoxicated, and to me, okay, you know what? That is, I don't think she'd be admissible. I'm not a legal expert. I don't think she'd be a legal expert, be admissible as a legal witness being intoxicated, because then you're an unreliable witness. Okay. So Wong gets his injunction against Donnie Blaze. He keeps using the magic. He's not restricted from using magic, but he's when her verdict later. I know this sounds jumbled, but this episode is a jumbled mess. So he's at a magic show, and Donnie Blaze opens a portal to another dimension, and all the while, Jen Walters is on a date as She Hulk. She gets more matches as She Hulk than she does as Jen Walters. So there's demons coming in through this through this portal that Donnie Blaze opens. Jen Walters turns as She Hulk's on a date. She's on top. She's with this guy. He hits it off with her. She hits it off with him. She's called away, and she's helping Wong get all the demons. He opens up a portal, sends him to Mount Everest or whatever. I guess they freeze to death up there. So anyway, so there's this moment. Well, yeah, I'm cleaning up your mess. Cease and desist. You'll be hearing from my office. Yada yada. She drops back into the apartment with this guy. He's reading The Bad Feminist. I don't know if that's an in-joke. I don't get it. It's right over my head. And that's going to lead up to a point in a minute here. So they go to bed together. She carries him off to the bedroom. She wakes up the next morning. She's making breakfast for two, making fresh squeezed orange juice. You hear Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth. Again, shows you where the writers and directors are. They are stuck in the late 80s, early 90s. He's expecting to find She-Hulk. She's back in her human form. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll see you later. Okay, fine. Hey, such is life, okay? Then she gets a summons from this Titania person, played by Jamila Jamel, and she copyrighted the name She-Hulk before she get a chance to. I don't know if any lawyer would actually make that mistake, but for years, I've heard like rock bands for years not having their names copyrighted, and anybody be able to use it. Okay, well, I guess it could happen. Oh, and there's an appearance by Mark Lynn Baker. She got jumped in the previous episode by the Wrecking Crew, so he shows up with a bunch of security cameras and security equipment and a shovel. Waka waka. I mentioned before the guy on the couch is reading The Bad Feminist. No man would be reading that. But again, it comes back to a question I've been asking since the start of this series. Who is this for? Because this is a very confusing series. It's not for Marvel fans. It's not for MCU fans. It's not for comic book fans. It's not even for people who like science fiction or fantasy. Or escapist television or escapist films. Who is this for? This is for, it looks like, to serve as an insert, a self-insert for people like Jessica Gao, like Kat Koira, like Dana Schwartz. And I'm wondering right now, is the MCU right now incompatible with this new direction that they want to go in? Because every time they go in these directions, the results aren't just lackluster, they fail miserably. They absolutely fail miserably. And we're seeing the results of that. Now you're going to say, well, it's only been 4 episodes. Yeah, but you know what? Everything's getting progressively worse. The whole idea of this is, if okay, listen, we want to do a superhero show as a legal comedy, as a drama, as a comedy. Okay, fine. That could work. But with these people running it, and with this creative crew, and with this talent, and with this premise, and again, this is a very confusing premise because they break the fourth wall, but they don't do it enough. They don't fully commit to the bit. And I have to ask always, when I watch this show, who is this for? Because this doesn't even seem to have an audience. The audience is maybe 4 people. 4 people. Kat Koira, Jessica Gao, Dana Schwartz, and Victoria Alonso. There's the criminal. There's the ultimate criminal in this. Because this direction that they're going in, it seems like the more authority Victoria Alonso has gotten over Marvel and the MCU and Marvel Studios, the more we have seen it decline. Well, she's just a special effects supervisor. No. She's the executive producer. And she's gone on record as saying, well, maybe it should be called X-Women. Because the X-Men are outdated. The X-Men. Why do I sound like she's Indian? She's Indian. Okay, she's from South America. She's gone on record saying that the term X-Men is outdated. Again, this show suffers from a very clear identity crisis. Is that it doesn't want to be a superhero show, and it doesn't even want to be Marvel, and it doesn't even want to appeal to those fans. But at the same time, it doesn't know how to be anything else. I know that's strange saying that. Like I said, it wants to be this legal comedy dramedy or whatever it is, but it doesn't know how to be that. and it can't escape from being a Marvel series. Because you know what? You tried out people like Wong. You tried out, you make references to Doctor Strange. You have Bruce Banner. They're bringing in Daredevil. It has all the trappings of a Marvel show, but it's actively trying to shun them. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work on that level. On a very fundamental level, it misses the mark horribly. Is it going to get better? I doubt it. I doubt it. I tried to go into this with an open mind. And She-Hulk is just failing. It is failing miserably. And I'm not saying that as a man. I'm not saying that as a Marvel fan. I'm just saying that as a viewer. As someone who came into this. I said, you know what? I like the character She-Hulk. I remember she was in Fantastic Four. It's a good character. But you know what? This show just feels like they had a legal dramedy. And they started just plugging Marvel elements into it. Plug in She-Hulk. Plug in this Abomination. Plug in Bruce Banner. Plug in Daredevil. Plug in Wong. Because again, it wants to desperately be this late 80s, early 90s dramedy. But it can't shed itself of being a Marvel series. It is incapable of that. It doesn't know how to shed itself. You lean on it for all that's worth. You lean on it for being a Marvel series, but at the same time, it's ew, get away, ew, get away. I know, yeah, you know. It's not getting any better. I think that's the thing. That's the thing. It's not getting any better. You want to be one thing. You're trying to be another, and you're rejecting the thing you're supposed to be. Again, this just comes across as just being a self-insert for the people who are making it. And you have Wong Netflixing and chilling with this Madison person who was in court. You know, and to me, that is actually the good capstone on this, because it just says, what if you just Netflix and chill? And ultimately, like I said, the ultimate thing is, they want to show people, superheroes, in their moments where not being superheroes. Well, there's a way to do that, but it's not this. Because ultimately, being a superhero is not a good existence. It's a hard life. Daredevil gets beat up. Spider-Man, people are trying to kill him. There's a lot of Captain America. There's a man for a while without a country. There's a lot of pain involved being a superhero, and this is just treats it just flippantly. Like, oh yeah, I could turn it on and off anytime I want. No, you can't. No, you can't. And I know there's that Colossus told Deadpool, it says, everyone thinks you wake up in the morning, be superhero. You eat breakfast, be hero. Brush your teeth, be hero. 4 or 5 moments, Deadpool. Imagine blowing up builds character. It's all those moments between that this gets wrong. All right. That's it. That's all I got to say about this. I know it went on for about 15 minutes, but still. This just completely misses the mark. Like, subscribe, share the video. We'll catch you next time.